us. Yeah, good afternoon and welcome to Corporate Finance online classes. This is Dr. Mahesham Monjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. So dear students, we are discussing about the second decision of a finance manager, that is financing decisions. Financing decisions deals with capital structure. Capital structure means the composition of the total capital. Okay, generally it is about the proportion of a debt and equity ratio in the total capital. So by this time you are aware about this concept. And we have also learned that the presence of fixed cost sources of funds like debenture capital or term loan, okay, help the company, okay, or obtain the company a leverage, okay, to magnify the effect of change in sales on its earning per share. So this change is in both the ways. If the sales increase by 1%, for example, the percentage increase in the earning per share will be more than 1%. But also it is like a dual-edged sword. If there is a decline in sales of the company, by 1%, the percentage decline in EPS of the company will be more than 1%. Okay, so knowing this, a finance manager tries to make use of the debt capital in the optimum level. Okay. So in this background, let's go ahead with the last numerical, which is also a small case study, similar to one which we discussed in EBIT EPS analysis. And let me share the PDF file for you. Okay, students, can you see this case? Oriental Limited company.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So here again, you need to make a decision. Okay, like comment which alternative is best and why. Okay, the alternatives are nothing but similar to the one which we solved in case number 7. Okay, there will be 4 different alternative financing plans through which a company can raise additional capital. Okay, or capital. Okay, so there will be a proportion of debt and equity, different proportions of debt and equity in each financing plan. So we need to find out the earning per share under each financial plan and suggest that financial plan which ensures highest earning per share. So this is how these cases help us apply the theoretical concepts that we have learned. So let me go ahead with this small case. Oriental Limited, name of a company, currently has an ordinary share capital of 25 lakh rupees. So Oriental Limited already has a share capital of 25 lakh rupees. This 25 lakh rupee share capital consists of 25,000 equity shares of 100 rupee each. The management is planning to raise another 20 lakhs. So additional capital for maybe expansion purpose. The management is planning to raise another 20 lakh rupees to finance major expansion program. So the company is expanding through one of 4 possible financial plans. A company can raise this 20 lakh rupee from different sources of finance. Okay, from any of these 4 options. There can be more than 4. But in numerical problems or case studies, okay, there are a few options are given so that within time limit we can discuss them. The first option, the Oriental Limited can raise additional 20 lakh rupees entirely through ordinary shares. Ordinary shares means equity shares. So no debt capital. Okay. So remember, if there is no fixed cost sources of finance, okay, leverage doesn't exist. You should remember this. Okay. Second financial plan, 10 out of 20 lakh rupees additional capital required. 10 lakh rupees can be raised through equity shares or ordinary shares, and remaining 10 lakh rupee can be raised through long-term loan of 8% interest. Okay, so here we have a fixed cost sources of finance. That is 10 lakh rupee can be raised through a long-term loan. Rate of interest will be 8%. Financial plan 3, 5 lakh rupee can be raised through equity shares. And the remaining 15 lakh rupee can be raised through long-term loan, which carry the rate of interest of 9%. Financial plan 4, 10 lakh rupees can be raised by way of issue of ordinary shares or equity shares. And remaining 10 lakh rupee can be raised by way of issuing preference shares. The coupon rate of dividend on these preference shares will be 5%. So the company's expected earnings before interest and taxes, that is EBIT, will be 8 lakh rupees under all 4 financial plans. So given a level of EBIT, we have to find out which financial plan ensures highest earning per share. So the company should be advised to raise additional 20 lakh rupee capital in that method or in that financial plan. So they are given a corporate tax rate of 50%. Determine earning per share in each alternative financial plan and comment which alternative is best and why. This additional 20 lakh rupee should be raised through which of these financial plans. That is what you have to make a decision. To make the decision, we need to determine earning per share. So now we already know the method of determining earning per share under each financial plan. Okay, so this is the information provided in the small case. So anybody having any doubts or questions? Yeah, any student having any doubt, any question?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then let me go ahead. Students, I hope we can again see the solution.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So I have to prepare this table for solution or to determine earning per share EPS under various financial plans. So we have particulars in the first column, and in the remaining columns we have financial plans A, B, C, and D. So EBIT is already given in the problem, okay, that the expected EBIT will be 8 lakh rupees. So that is what we are going to write first. EBIT under plan A, B, C, and D, 8 lakh rupees each. Then definitely see this, as I told, if you can just understand the concept or full form of this, it will be very easy for you to know what to do next. EBIT is earnings before. I repeat the word before. Earnings before interest and taxes. So before we find out earning per share, we need to deduct interest as well as taxes, then pay dividend to preference shareholders, then whatever amount remains you divide it by the number of equity shares. So less interest. Okay, so in financial plan A, there is no term loan or debentures, but in financial plan 2, yes, we have 10 lakh rupee can be raised through a term loan which carries a rate of 8% interest. And in financial plan 3, 15 lakh rupee can be raised through a long-term loan which carries a rate of interest of 9%. So only in financial plan 2 and 3 we have interest. So deduct interest from financial plans 2 and 3. Okay, so in case of financial plan 2, 8% of 10 lakh rupees. 8% of 10 lakh rupees. And in case of financial plan 3, 9% of 15 lakh rupees. So R will be the interest. Okay, so under financial plan B, okay, it is 80,000 rupees the interest, and under financial plan C, 1,35,000 rupee will be the interest. Financial plan D does not have any debt capital, as well as financial plan A also. So once you deduct interest from EBIT, so it remains EBT, earnings before taxes. So under financial plan A, it remains same 8 lakh, and then 8 lakh minus 80,000 is 7,20,000. 8 lakh minus 1,35,000 is 6,65,000, and 8 lakh again in case of financial plan D. So this is the earnings before taxes. Now EBT, that is earnings before taxes. So you deduct taxes at the rate of 50%. So 50% of 8 lakh is 4 lakh. 50% of 7,20,000 is 3,60,000. 50% of 6,65,000 is 3,32,500. 50% of 8 lakh is 4 lakh rupees. So once we deduct taxes, what remains is EAT, earnings after taxes. So in under financial plan A, it is 4 lakh. Under financial plan B, it is 3,60,000. Under financial plan C, it is 3,32,500. And under financial plan D, it is 4 lakh rupees. So that is the earnings after taxes. So from this amount, first, okay, the first preference is for preference shareholders. Okay, and the coupon rate of preference dividend is 5%. And the preference capital is considered only under financial plan D. So under financial plan 4 or D, 10 lakh rupee can be raised by way of issue of preference shares with 5% dividend. So 5% of 10 lakh rupees. 5% of 10 lakh rupees. That is 50,000. Okay. So remaining financial plans 1, 2, or 3 or ABC, they do not contain preference capital. So what remains after paying dividend to preference shareholders is earnings available to equity shareholders. The financial plan A, it is 4 lakh. Financial plan B, 3,60,000. Financial plan C, 3,32,500. Okay, then here 4 lakh minus 50,000 is equal to 3,50,000 is the earnings available to equity shareholders under financial plan D or 4. Okay, then this is one small computation which you need to do, but if you forget or if you miscalculate, your answer will be wrong. What we need to find out? We need to find out the total number of equity shares in case of additional capital. Okay, so it is already given in the problem that Oriental Limited already has a share capital of 25 lakh rupees, which consists of 25,000 ordinary shares or equity shares. Now you go on adding financial plan A or 1, 20 lakh rupee, entire 20 lakh will be raised only by way of issue of equity shares. Okay, market price is given here 100 rupees each. So 20 lakh divided by 100 rupee per share will give you the number of equity shares. So 20 lakh divided by 100. How many equity shares will be there in first case?
20,000.
Very good. Okay, so that you have to write here. So already existing 25,000 shares plus new 20,000 equity shares. So total number of equity shares in case of a financial plan 1 or A is 45,000. Same way in then financial plan B, already 25,000 equity shares are existing. Then 10 lakh rupee can be raised through ordinary shares. So 10 lakh divided by 100 rupee per share. So 10 lakh divided by 100, how much?
10,000.
Yes, thank you. 10,000 shares. So already existing 25,000 shares plus new 10,000 equity shares. So total 35,000 equity shares in case of financial plan 2. Same way under financial plan C or 3, 5 lakh rupee capital can be raised through ordinary shares or equity shares. So 100 rupee per share, okay, is the price. So 5 lakh divided by 100 rupee per share. So 5 lakh divided by 100, that is 5,000 equity shares plus 25,000 shares already existing. So 30,000 will be the total number of equity shares in case of financial plan 3. Then financial plan 4. 10 lakh rupees can be raised through ordinary shares. We already know that will be 10,000 new equity shares. So 25,000 existing shares plus another 10,000 new shares. Total number of shares in case of financial plan 4 is 35,000 shares. Now we can determine the earning per share simply by dividing earnings available to equity shareholders by the total number of equity shares. So in case of financial plan A or 1, 4 lakh divided by 45,000 is equal to 8.89. The earning per share under financial plan 1. 3,60,000 divided by 35,000 is equal to 10.28 is the earning per share under financial plan 2. 3,32,500 divided by 30,000. Earning per share is 11.08, 11 rupee 8 paise under financial plan 3. And 3,50,000 divided by 35,000 is equal to 10 rupees is the earning per share under financial plan 4. Okay, so this is how we can determine earning per share. Once we determine earning per share, the decision will be very easy. Okay, so you have been asked to comment which alternative is best among 1 to 4 and why. Just a one sentence comment. Alternative 3 is the best. Okay, first half of the question is answered. The second half, because it ensures highest earning per share, that is 11 rupee 8 paise. So the decision is made. Okay. Yeah. Any questions here? Any questions? Yes.
No, sir.
Yeah. Any other student?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so if there are no doubts or questions about the discussion, okay, then as I mentioned, this is the last numerical or okay, case study from chapter number 18, operating, financial and combined leverage. Okay, so that's the end of chapter number 18. One more chapter remains in unit 5. Okay, so it's a theoretical chapter. One minute. Yeah. So can you see this PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is the last chapter from unit 5. It's a theoretical chapter. Chapter number 20, designing capital structure. And basically only one concept, but a lengthier one we are going to learn here. That is, okay. Yeah, two concepts. One is what is the capital structure first. Second concept is the designing capital structure. And third is the key factors relevant to designing an appropriate capital structure, or the factors that influence design of a capital structure. So what factors determine the ratio of a debt and equity in the total capital? Okay, so that remains okay in this unit. So if you have any questions, queries, doubts regarding this chapter, you please ask and get it clarified. because see, remember, don't just learn for exam. Yes, learnings are important because without completing the exams, you won't get the certification. That is very true. I do agree. Okay, but that certificate alone will not speak in group discussions or personal interview or on the job. Okay, what speaks in group discussion or personal interview or on job is your knowledge acquired during this MBA program. Okay, and those who ignore, they may have their own reasons for not to learn. But those who attend the classes regularly, being attentive, okay, for you, learn for knowledge. Okay, so when you speak, you should speak like a finance professional. Okay, now it's time for attendance. Okay. Abhijit,
Yes, sir.
Abhishek,
Present, sir.
Align,
Present, sir.
Amrut, then Anagha, Anagha is not present. Okay. Then Anusha Kautekar,
Present, sir.
Anusha Achari,
Present, sir.
then Ashwini.
Present, sir.
Sir, Anushri.
Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah, Anushri present.
Present.
Then Asra,
Present, sir.
Swati,
Present, sir.
Balappa, Bharti,
Present, sir.
Chinmayi, Deepa,
Yes, sir.
Dodda Basaya, Ganesh, he was present. I think he joined initially. Then Iranna,
Sir.
Shrikant,
Present, sir.
Karthik,
Sir, Ganesh present, sir.
Mark present, yes. Karthik,
Sir, Karthik. Present, sir.
yeah,
Present,
thank
sir.
you. Then Lakshmikant, Manjula,
Sir.
Manjunath,
Present, sir.
Muttawa.
Sir, Manjunath present.
Manjunath is
Present,
marked
sir.
present. Muttawa is also present.
Present, sir.
Yes. Nagamegha. Yeah, I saw her joining the class. Then Nagaraj. Nagashri. Sakshi.
Sir, she was present, sir. Before
Yes.
5 minutes she left.
Sakshi, right?
Yes, sir, Sakshi.
Thank you. Pawan. Pavitra. Then Pooja Ballari.
Present, sir.
Pooja GN,
Present, sir.
Pooja Kadam.
Sir, she is present, sir.
Yes, thank you. Purna,
Present, sir.
Pradnya,
Present, sir.
Praveen.
Absent, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Puneet,
Absent, sir.
Rakesh,
Present, sir.
Ruchita,
Present, sir.
Keshav,
Present, sir.
then Sahana,
Yes, sir.
Samiksha, Sanjana,
Yes, sir.
Sankalp,
Present, sir.
Sanket Kumar,
Present, sir.
Shilpa MN,
Present, sir.
Shilpa Ganji, Shiva Kumar.
Sir, present, sir, Shivkumar.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, present, sir.
Present, yes. Then Shruti,
Present, sir. Sir, Shruti present, sir.
yes, present. Saurabh, Srujana,
Yes, sir.
Suman,
Present, sir.
Sumukh,
Yes, sir.
Sushmita,
Present, sir.
Swati,
Present, sir.
Tabassum,
Yes, sir.
Uday Kumar,
Sir, he is present.
present. Thank you. Vaishnavi,
Present, sir.
Varsha,
Present, sir.
yeah. Vedesh,
Present, sir.
Nishad. Okay, anybody who missed attendance?
No, sir.
Okay. Just let me check. What about tomorrow? I mean, any notice you have received?
What it, sir?
Maybe even. Okay, if it is a holiday, then there will be no classes. If we'll meet on Monday. If there is, it's a working day, then we'll meet tomorrow. Okay. So, yeah, you can. I think we'll stop here because the chapter has ended. There is no further meaning in continuing. I just wish you can